suffered Nazi occupation, not just of her town of Florence, Italy, but she was also suffered, her and her family, from the occupation of Nazis of her home. They were thrown out and left homeless. She also was shot at by Nazi officers. My first husband spent 4 years in the Marine Corps, did 1 tour of duty in Vietnam, received a Purple Heart, and unfortunately became a disabled war veteran. My second husband served 4 years in the Air Force, also a Vietnam era veteran. He also served as a military police officer in the Air Force and later went on to become an investigator for the State of Michigan Department of Corrections, retired. I would like to state for the record that I am not a communist. However, Mr. Laren has named me as such. Not only myself, but every Democratic woman in this room, in this county, in this state, and this country. Online, he posted with a smiley, laughing face and a Batman signal that all these Democratic communist women would be coming here today. You, sir, owe me an apology. Woo! You owe every woman in this room and the husband of every woman who respects his wife that you called a communist. That is the most un-American thing I can think of anyone doing, and you profess yourself to be a great American and a Christian. And neither one of those things, yeah, I know, you're looking at the clock because you can't wait for me to get the hell down. But you owe me an apology. And I'll thank you very much. That's
Ma'am, would you please step aside?
I don't want to. I want an apology. He has made you all look terrible.
You direct your comments to me, not to another commissioner.
No, I understand that, but it was his actions.
Ma'am, your time is up. I'm sorry. Master Cross.
Yes, Tim Cross, 6450 Zella Road. Gary Foster and I were talking and previously, and just how do we put this thing to rest? Because of all that we're seeing here. And that's why, you know, I told him, I said, someplace or another, if you just say, we're just not going to be a sanctuary city, just limits our sanctuary county, just puts it to rest. And just stops the fighting. Because, you know, this lady before me was very upset. These past few days on Facebook, I've been called all sorts of things. A hater, a racist, a bigot. It's like, my goodness, because it divides us. So at some point or another, it needs to be put to rest. And I think that was at least the thought that when Gary got in touch with me, he said, what's your ideas? I said, let's just do something. Said, we're just not going to do this, and just put it to rest so that it doesn't become a question anymore, and we don't have to go through this constantly. But on the other side, I've been informed that based on something on Facebook, that my friend Sheriff Pullen, I want to make a statement about him, and I think he showed his character here in the way he responded to this. When this initially came out, I called Sheriff Pullen and I spent probably 45 minutes on the phone with him. And when he told me how he deals with the whole situation, I said, that just makes sense. And I mean, it is, I am very honored to have him as our sheriff and to have him in our community. And I think there was some sort of idea on Facebook that I might have been against him. I support what he does. I support his rules. And the reality is, he is the chief law enforcement officer, and it really rests with him. And the reason we talked about doing something like this, to put it forth to say we're just not going to be a sanctuary county, is to just put all of this to rest. We've got a good sheriff that's an honorable man and a man of integrity, and I stand behind him, and I stand behind what he's doing.
Thank you.
Hello, Tammy Barnhart, Muskegon County resident. Again, the sanctuary city, that could have put an end to it. I can't see any of you would want us to become a sanctuary city. I don't believe that you do. I certainly hope not. I only see a few people nodding that yes, you don't want us to become that. So if that's the case, then why didn't you just vote on it and be done? And then we're done. And it's all over with. We're not going to become a sanctuary city. None of us want that. I don't think any of you really want that. By not voting today, though, and not even discussing that and stating what you really want, I would like to hear from you. Do you want us to become a sanctuary county? Any of you? I have a few people shaking their heads, and the rest of you are not even looking at me, just ignoring me.
I mean, you know we don't answer questions.
I know that.
Okay.
But I hope that you answer at least afterwards. The other thing again with the pay raise, holy cow, I'm so disappointed. You all, along with those other people, had begged us to give you that job and knowing what the pay was. You out there campaigned, gave us your promises, and I didn't know that you all expected a raise, or that they expected a raise. If the county was in better fiscal shape, better fiscal health, then I would certainly concur with that. And I do believe that the sheriff deserves a raise myself. However, I just don't think that we can afford it. If I can't afford certain things, just because I might deserve them and want them, I don't go and buy them. And that's just what you all did. That's shameful.
That's right.
That's so disappointing. And again, these backdoor deals, I just don't understand that. Why do you have to have two commissioners agree to have something before you bring it to the table and discuss it in front of the rest of us? Why can't you have a fresh new idea, something that you want to bring to the table, and then all discuss it? Why do you have to have not only the two, which the way I read the resolution, it was just two people. Now you have to have the one who brings it forward plus two more. That's just all backdoor deals. That's ridiculous. We want to see what's going on, and it should be discussed here in front of us. Behind the door stuff is not right. Thank you.
Toby Hildebrand, resident of Muskegon County. I too am against the sanctuary city, and I think it's just a bunch of small talk rhetoric, waiting until we all quiet down and disappear so that y'all can make your decision when it's not a heated debate. I also am extremely disappointed in the 2% wage increase. Like everybody else has said, I don't need to go over all the things you already know, that you were elected, you begged us, you knocked on our doors to be elected, and you knew what you were getting paid. I think the county, the state, the federal government should be run like any household should be run. If you can't afford it, you don't buy it. And I'm here today not only to express those views, but to let you know that I watched mainstream news and I found out that they were funded behind the scenes and that the real news wasn't coming across to me. And I couldn't do anything about it but sit and watch. And I learned that I could have a voice here in Muskegon County. And without certain commissioners on this board putting information out and making it available to me, I wouldn't have even known what was going on with all these issues because y'all hide it. And I'm very disappointed. And I have 2 minors at home that are watching this. And I'm also on the note of the minors. I see it trickling down into their school system, and I am completely appalled at what they're learning. I'm getting highly involved in the school system too, and I am so tired of the minority opinions running the majority. Their voices are getting too loud, and there's such a small number of them that I'm tired of them controlling what the majority thinks. And you'll see me again. I'm gonna continue to get involved. As much as I hate public speaking and I hate being the center of attention, it's time that we take back our county, our state, and our country.
Gail Eichhorst, 601 Sumner Avenue, Apartment C. I was upset that you guys tabled that. I would have liked to have seen a vote on that. This county does not want to, we do not want to be a sanctuary county. And, but since it was tabled, it may be brought up again later when I can't be here, because 2 weeks from today I have knee surgery. And I would like you guys to promise me that while I'm gone, you won't do anything I won't do. That might be too much to ask and maybe boring for others. Anyway, the rest of you, keep me updated. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, Anna Olson, Muskegon County resident. I'm going to start with the facts. The facts are that every year our jail takes over 8,000 people, from which only the 0.0025% are immigrants. So let's focus on the 99.9975% of our issues today. This community has become a soap opera. Watching a video like this today is so entertaining for not just the people that live in the county, but everybody else that sees us around. Is this what we want? Are we having elected officials here just to make a fool of everybody else on social media. I'm very shameful for that. And the color of my skin defines who I am. Every time I go anywhere, defines who I am. You don't know if I am legal or not. But you assume for the color of my skin that I'm probably not. And therefore I'm targeted. I'm targeted at my local grocery store. And the first time since I've been here for many, many years. He mentioned earlier are your mission statements. And then this county says delivers many services, fiscal responsibility, and appreciation to the community, rich and diverse, while protecting the environment and resources and providing equality of life for all. And you are not doing it. You are dividing us even more, and it's not necessary to know if we are going to be a centralized city or not, because we are not, and we are not becoming one. We have 99.9%, 75 issues to focus today, and this is not one. Shame on you.
Hi, my name is Elvira Hernandez, and I'm a program associate with the ACLU of Michigan.
Being respectful.
I have lived in Muskegon County. The negative effects on communities with their local law enforcement, AIDS, ISIS, federal immigration efforts have been well documented. Law enforcement leaders all over the country have explained that attaching immigration consequences to police interactions makes ordinary police work more difficult. We've actually heard this from the sheriff. In recent studies, a majority of prosecutors, judges, and police officers reported that ramped up immigration enforcement makes it harder to protect local communities from crime. Groups have tried to minimize those disturbing patterns by claiming that ISIS detainer requests only target people with serious criminal records. But ISIS' own data shows that this is false. The vast majority of detainer requests are issued against people with little to no criminal history. We must remember here that being in the country without proper immigration status is a civil infraction and not actual crime. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that no person, by the action of being here unlawful, is an illegal person. There's no such thing as an illegal human being. Many mixed status families not only already